Hello, good morning, everybody. This is Kelsey with Igniting Insight. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to be here. If you've seen me before, you'll know that I do live energy readings. I use tarot and astrology and generally give an energy forecast for the day or week ahead when I do these lives. But today starts something new. I'm going to be going live Thursday through Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Facebook and Instagram. I like to kind of do them at the same time so that, whoever is tuning in, whoever prefers what platform, it's there for you. So today, Thursdays are going to be back to basics. So talking about topics within spirituality, within the ascension and awakening journey that really are the foundation for, some of the things I tend to touch on in my readings. So I want the information that I'm giving out to be accessible to everyone, no matter where you are on your journey, because I'm really here to support you on the awakening and ascension path. So today we're talking about mindfulness. Mindfulness is, I think, the key, the foundation of any kind of spiritual journey. It's personally where my spiritual awakening really started. And I think it's important that we talk about it and make sure that we have a good understanding of it and we know why it's important. And I would love to hear whether you're coming up. I don't see anyone live yet, but if you do come on live or if you watch the replay, let me know where are you in this journey? Where are you in your mindfulness? How, on a scale from 1 to 10, how strong do you feel you are in mindfulness? And what would help you moving forward? What do you feel like you maybe need more of, and what questions do you have about mindfulness? I would love to have this be a little bit of a dialogue so we can touch back on this subject again and go a little bit deeper really with what you need. So I'll be putting in some more calls to action too about that, just to try to get your feedback. So let's start at the beginning. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is awareness of the present moment, most simply. And I think it's important that we even go a little deeper in that with that and explain what that means. So really what it is, it's coming back into our bodies, dropping back into our hearts, and we do this using the breath. So breath awareness is really the method of becoming mindful. And that's why meditation is such a powerful tool to learn mindfulness. But mindfulness doesn't just happen in meditation. It happens in every moment. And it's really about getting out of our heads and, like I said, moving down into our bodies, into our hearts, into this state of flow. And not to throw different terms out that you might not have a great understanding of yet, but it's also the unconditional love. When we're experiencing mindfulness, experiencing the present moment, we can tap into gratitude and we can tap into unconditional love. When we're just in our heads and we're living from a place of thoughts and ego, it is much harder to tap into these states of gratitude and unconditional love. And I personally believe that those are our natural states. And the journey here that we're all on as humans is to learn how to bring that into our physical reality. And it's a relearning, really. Mindfulness is something that babies do completely naturally. It's something that, young children do completely naturally. But with our social conditioning and the influences of our physical reality where, we really do have this kind of, even if you have the best social network around you ever, even if you have completely, awakened and aware people around you, you still are interacting with a physical world that takes you out of your heart and your body and puts you in your mind, because you need to think and assess how to get through it. I hope that makes sense. So mindfulness doesn't have to be hard, though, because we are relearning a natural skill. It's our natural state to be aware of the present moment. And why is this important? In our fast-paced society right now, a lot of us are living in our heads, and it creates overwhelm because we are trying to think our way through life rather than feeling our way through life, or just being in life. And when we're in a state of overwhelm, obviously it creates stress. It can create, physical disease, because disease means dis-ease. It's when we're not at ease in ourselves, in our lives, that ailments and physical things can happen to us. And when we are mindful, when we can just be here, like I am here delivering this message to you, I'm here live to hold space for you, to be present, to give you some information, to share some of what I've learned on my journey, to hopefully support you. And I'm not thinking about what I have to do later on today, getting my daughter ready for school, the house cleaning that I have to do. When we're in a state of thinking about something that's not actually in front of us, it creates overwhelm because we're trying to be in two places at once, and that's impossible. And when we're overwhelmed, we're not feeling good, right? We're feeling stressed. And when we're not feeling good, we're attracting experiences in our lives that don't make us feel good. So this is getting into the law of attraction, which I will be talking about more in depth in another video. But just so you know, when we're practicing mindfulness and we can be present, it's a lot easier for us to find gratitude and positive states of being. When we're in these positive states, we attract experiences that resonate with those states of being. So if we want to experience positive things in our life, we need to be able to create that feeling first. And mindfulness is really all about this. It's about, no matter what is going around you, can you tap into the present moment and find something to appreciate so that you can tap into those positive states, into gratitude, into love, so that you can start experiencing what you really want in your life. So these principles of spirituality are all intertwined, and that's why I'm going back to the basics here in this video, to really help you understand why this is important, what you need to know about it, and how these things all relate together, so that when we're talking about more high-level topics, you really have that foundation in place. So I think the next step is really how. How do we practice mindfulness? How do we get good at mindfulness? How do we stay in the present moment? The first and most obvious way is having a meditation practice. So whoever's watching this video, you're going to be at different places with this. Some of you are going to be really good at meditation. You're going to have practiced a lot. It's not going to be an issue. Some of you might have some fear around meditation. So if you're someone that has fear or resistance around meditation, I want to encourage you that it doesn't have to be hard. It gets to be easy. And the way to start, in my opinion, is not trying to do half an hour a day. You don't need to do that much. You just need to start and do it consistently. Consistency is key, right? So 10, 15 minutes a day, even 2 or 5 minutes, whatever you have, maybe this is in the morning before you get out of bed, you sit up and try to tune into your body, tune into your heart, tune into how you feel, and, let the thoughts wash over you, but don't give them your attention. Maybe it's in your car before you walk into work. You take a few minutes to just tune in and meditate there. I mean, personally, when I get up in the morning, I'm not going to be in a state where I can really meditate because I'm tired. I'm likely to fall back asleep if I try to do that. So for me, having a few minutes in the car before I go into work, or even like before I leave the house, or even at the end of the day, whatever works for you, get a few minutes in a day if you're new to meditation. It's really important that you do it every day. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just get back on the train and keep doing it. But again, don't feel like you need to do a half an hour or an hour. You want to set yourself up for success. So set yourself up for amount of time that you're actually going to be able to see some progress. So if you're doing 5 minutes, maybe the first day you're all up in your head. Maybe for the first week you're all in your head. But then as you go on, you'll find that you're able to calm down. And again, it's the method to do meditation, to do a simple meditation. This is not guided. This is not listening to any audio or anything like that. Is just tune into your breath. So it's not about breathing yourself. It's about letting yourself be breathed and be the observer of your breath. How is this happening? You're not controlling the experience. So let's actually do a few seconds of this together. Okay. So if you're in a state that you're in a quiet place, not doing other activities, go ahead and close your eyes. And don't do anything, but notice how you're breathing. So you're not trying to breathe. You're not changing anything about the way that you breathe. You're just noticing that you are breathing. And then start to get curious about it. How are you breathing? What is breathing you? If you're going about your whole day and you're not thinking about breathing, how is it happening? And that kind of awareness begins to open up that kind of observation rather begins to open up your awareness of the bigger picture of what's around you, of your connection to your soul and source. And again, that's going into deeper topics, but that's why this mindfulness is so important. So you do simple meditation, start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, whatever you have time for, and just observe your breathing. Your thoughts are going to keep going. You're going to have thoughts that try to distract you. If you find yourself thinking instead of breathing, instead of focusing on your breathing, you're focusing on a thought, just let it go and bring it back to the breath. You just beating yourself up over anything that you're trying to learn is counterproductive. It doesn't help you, so you just let it go, which means you realize, oh, I'm focusing on a thought right now. Okay, I'm going to focus back on my breath. And you just bring it back here, and you just keep going that way. Okay, so that's the meditation. And I think everyone should do a meditation practice, should learn to really be quiet with themselves. But another way you can do it is yoga or walking meditations, these active things where the point is to really tune into your body and focus in. Walking meditations, really going outside in nature, even if it's in your neighborhood. The way that I like to learn, the way that I've learned it and the way that I like to teach it is, focus on things in nature. Notice that it's fall here now. So notice the changing leaves, or, the squirrel digging for nuts or whatever is around you, especially natural things. It's really good to just put your focus on what's in front of you and let that bring you into a mindful state. And lastly, connecting with children is a great way to learn mindfulness or practice mindfulness, because especially young children, they're naturally curious and they're naturally present, right? They're not thinking about all of this stuff that we start to think about when we get to become adults and we have all these responsibilities. They're just looking in front of them. And so one thing I love to do is take my daughter on a walk, and she will naturally see what's right in front of us, and we do it together, and it becomes this process of mindfulness, being in the moment and connecting together. And so connecting with children is a really great way to just reconnect to your inner child and let that bring you back into mindfulness. So that's all I have for this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions or what you'd like to share about mindfulness. I'm going to be posting, again, we're going live Thursday through Sunday, and I'm going to be posting a card of the day most days of the week. I don't want to commit to all days of the week just because I don't want anybody to feel like they're missing, but I did pull one for today from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and it's perfect because it's breathe. So this is what we've been talking about. And if you're curious about a deeper message for this card, go ahead and check back on my Instagram feed or Facebook. Wherever you're finding this video on the internet, there will be links to get wherever else I am on the internet if you're curious about that. And there will be a message for this card coming up shortly to just kind of dive into it deeper, but I just wanted to show you that because it does resonate with this message so well. Okay, so I hope everyone has a great Thursday, and I hope to see you next time. Namaste.